We're still at the campsite we've been at for the last few videos. We wanted to leave about 4 days ago to a little higher elevation. It's getting warm here, not uncomfortably warm by any means, but if we don't leave soon to higher elevation, it is going to get uncomfortably warm. But we had to stay, obviously, because of the drone repair. We are so happy to have it back, though. And since we have it back, we're going to go ahead and do the hike in the Superstition Wilderness that we wanted to do last week. And we're bringing the drone, but none of the animals. Our last hiking video that we did, we saw a rattlesnake on the trail. We didn't have Sweetie with us, so don't worry. We did have Alice with us, but she was in the backpack, so she was perfectly safe. But because we saw a rattler and it is getting warm enough that they're out now, we don't feel comfortable taking the pets on this next hike. So we're leaving them behind, and we're actually really excited for this hike because we've never been to the Superstition Wilderness, and it is one hike that we wanted to do, or at least we just wanted to check out the Superstition Wilderness before leaving the area because it sounds really cool. I mean, with a name like Superstition, I mean, come on. So we're gonna go ahead and get going and go check out this awesome hike. We have finally made it to the trailhead. Today we're doing Boulder Canyon Trail. It is right next to the marina for Canyon Lake, and Canyon Lake is gorgeous. And right on Canyon Lake, there's this really old-timey, like, steamboat looking tour boat. I think it's called the Dolly, and it's so awesome looking. It's so interesting. I bet it's not an actual steamboat, but it looks like an old-timey steamboat, so that's really cool. But the hike we're doing today, there are actually two versions of it. There's a moderate version, which is only 5 miles, and there's a harder version, which I think is like 7.5 miles or something like that, or 6.5, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing the 5-mile one. It's moderate, and yeah, it should be really cool, but this time, compared to our last hike here, which was on Saguaro Lake, which Canyon Lake actually connects to Saguaro Lake, which is pretty cool. They're like right on the other side of the mountain from each other. This hike starts at the water and hikes away from it, whereas the other one hiked all along the river, or all along the lake, which was pretty interesting. So I guess we'll see how this one goes.
So we're about halfway in on the trail. The very first half of it is just climb, climb, climb. There's 1,100 feet of elevation gain roughly. So that much elevation gain in just about a mile or 1.2 miles was pretty decent workout. But after that, this trail is just supposed to be nice and rolling. So no extreme elevation gain or loss now. And we're really happy to hear that because boy, we got a pretty good workout up here. But that whole first part of the trail was gorgeous because you're climbing up, 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 straight away from Canyon Lake. So sometimes the lake will be hidden by a hill behind you, and then as you climb up, it gets revealed again, so you get another great view of the lake, and then you keep climbing, and it gets hidden by another hill, and then it reveals itself again. And so all throughout the start of the hike, you just get these awesome views of the lake from sort of different perspectives. It's still straight on the way that you were coming in on the trail, but you're higher up each time, and it's really beautiful. And then as you're coming in, what you're looking at the whole time is this behind me, which I don't know what those rock features are, if they have names or not, but they're gorgeous. This one is like cubic structure, and then this other one is like a straight up spire. They're beautiful. This whole hike is just gorgeous, and we're really excited to see what is in store for us deeper.
This has been one of the most beautiful non-national park hikes we have ever done. I am impressed by the beauty of the rocks in this area and the beautiful formations. It's just so gorgeous. And luckily the hike wasn't really all that bad after, the initial climb. And that initial climb's now, it's gonna be a decline on the way back, so
oh yeah.
Hopefully the way back is a lot easier than the way in.
And quicker.
And quicker, because we have about 10 minutes left of sunlight, because there's this big mountain ridge right here and the sun is so close to going behind it. So we're going to be hiking back mostly in the dusk. It may even be dark by the time we get back to the truck.
Yeah, we've got a whole 5 miles left.
No.
Or no, I'm sorry, 2.5 miles left. So it's probably gonna take us about an hour to get back to the truck.
It'll definitely be dark.
It's what, like 6:20 right now?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be hiking back while the sun is setting, hauling it to get back before dark. But this trail ends at...
This lookout.
The trail ends at
Boulder
Canyon. Thank you. Jeez, yeah. Just spaced out. And it is gorgeous. It's just so magnificent. Like Jenny said, the rock formations here just look beautiful. It was a good end, a great end to a really nice hike that actually started with a beautiful view too. You
really did.
You win at both sides. At the very beginning, you got that lake behind you, and then at the end you've got Boulder Canyon. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the we looked up how the Superstition Mountains or Superstition Mountain got its name because this is in the Superstition Wilderness, and we were just curious the whole time. So we looked it up when we finally got signal, and apparently it's because the Indians that were in the area were superstitious about the mountains. They thought that, I don't know, something was going on. It was bad luck. They avoided it. So the farmers in the area then took that and named it the Superstition Mountains. And apparently there's also some sort of like legend of the Dutchman's gold. And Lost Dutchman. Thank you. Yeah, the Lost like Dutchman's gold. There's like treasure out here or something.
Never been found though.
Yeah, well, of course. And yeah, there's also parts around here. I think there's a Lost Dutchman trail, and we saw signs for Lost Dutchman this, Lost Dutchman that while we were coming out here. So yeah,
there's like this old timey tourist trap, small town kind of on the way in too. I thought that was really neat, and an old museum, and I don't know, it was very cool.
Yeah, but we got to get out of here. We've only been able to enjoy this view for so long, unfortunately.
Which kinda sucks.
Yeah, it does, because it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
This is why we hike, is for views like this. So we're just gonna take one more soak in of its beauty and then head back to the truck. We're finally back at the RV for the night, and I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention when we were at the very end of the hike at the overlook that looked out across Boulder Canyon.
Boulder Canyon, yep.
That the trail continues on. I know we mentioned that earlier, but it actually continues down, right down into the valley and leads right up to the creek, so that you can get a perspective of Boulder Canyon from down in the valley. And we think that would have been completely gorgeous and a really great perspective of Boulder Canyon. But it was another 1.7 miles round trip, I think, in and then back out, and
it was steep.
Yeah, and we wanted to, and if we would have gotten there a little earlier, I'm sure we would have done that. But there's just no way with the time we had left, because even as we were sitting on that lookout, the sun was beginning to set, and we actually hiked back the 2.5 miles, mostly through the sunset, and then as we got about 3/4 mile away from the trailhead, it was just dark, completely
Very
black.
dark.
Jenny pulled out her cell phone and was using the flashlight on the cell phone just to see where she was stepping, and we were really wanting headlamps at that point, and we actually have already ordered some headlamps just for situations like that, or for setting up the rig at night if we arrive to our site at night. So if you've been thinking about getting some headlamps, go ahead and check out the link in the description below to see what we're getting. But we were really hurting for them tonight.
We sure were. But now we're getting very excited to leave here. We've finally done everything we wanted to do, including something that we didn't think we were going to do.
What is she doing?
She's being such a dork. But we got to do the hikes we wanted to do. One in the Tonto, one in Superstition Wilderness, and then one we didn't expect to do at Lake Pleasant. So we feel like we've been able to do a ton of stuff here. So it's been very awesome. But now that the drone is fixed, we are very ready to leave. And we are actually going to head over to the Gila? Is that
Yeah, Gila. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gila.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're heading over to the Gila National Forest to check out the cliff dwellings and maybe a couple other hikes besides that. And sweetie, what are you doing?
I don't know what she's doing. She's being a goober.
But we're leaving and we're excited to head out to the Gila National Forest. Because it's slightly higher elevation, and even though it's really nice here during the day, highs in the mid to high 70s, the nights are still very warm here, and I have a really hard time sleeping when it's really warm, so I'm getting really excited to go, even though the days are going to be, whoa, even though the days are going to be highs in the high 60s, low 70s, the nights are going to be so nice. So I'm getting very excited about that, but we did not get home until 10:30 tonight.
Yeah, we literally just walked in through the door of the trailer. It's 10:30. We are so tired. It's time for bed.
Yes.
So we'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Well, say bye to him, puppy. Say bye. Good girl.